That was weird. That was a crazy song. Like, what? Okay. I found a Gregorian chant medal. I think it's all AI made. Like, it's crazy. I had to give it a short little listen. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Hey guys. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we just started. Got a long day ahead of us. We got to play some catch up, so we're going to try and get as many of these done as we can. Okay. All right. Wait just a second. I don't know why this is so zoomed in. Okay. Just a second. Alright, we're good to go. Let's get to work, shall we? So, to kind of show off what I worked on off stream, to try and play some catch up over the last couple of days since I couldn't stream, and so that there's a record of it. We started and finished Soldier, so I'm just going to go through their abilities real quick. They have Fighting Spirit, which gives them a heal that renews over time, and that can stack with itself, and it's APC of 2. It can't be used while you're wounded or shattered or outside of combat. Combat Acumen, which lets them identify enemy abilities, much like the martial check system. Formation, which gives a soldier benefits to gaining courage whenever they are in formation with 3 or more adjacent allies, equal to authority, wit, or willpower. And if one of those allies has the formation feature, then it increases by 1. So having multiple soldiers can be really, really beneficial to a party's composition. Battle Hardened, resistance to bleed, stagger, and frightened. Iron Will, resistance to seep, dazed, and horror, and if they possess resistance to bleed, staggered, or frightened, that resistance is changed to immunity instead. Pretty good. Armed to the Teeth lets the soldier change out weapons, shields, and armor for 1 less action point due to complexity. In addition, whenever the soldier would use an item in the way above, they get tier 2 prepared if that item has not been used this combat. And when they would consume it, they gain tier 2 surge. So it essentially means that switching weapons or shields or armaments gives you a short boost. Hold fast is a nice defensive ability that gives your allies temporary HP. At 8th level, they get I Got You, which lets them pull an ally out of danger. And at 10th level, they get Death March, which is their highest level ability that lets them ignore being, essentially ignore being knocked out, being defeated, whenever they would take damage that is less than or equal to their courage. And when that happens, they, less than their current courage. And when that happens, it cuts their courage in half and stuff like that. It's pretty good. And the next I did was Reaver, which is the two-handed weapon user. He uses Trance, which you can go back and really get into Trance in the previous work streams. Great weapon specialist. Charge. Whenever he would spend action points to move, each point reduces APC of the next attack that they would make, which basically lets them move up and attack with big weapons. Reverse Cleave does exactly what it sounds like. Hits people around them. Overwhelm makes an attack that's resistant to parry and block. Reckless Abandon is meant for singular powerful creatures and creatures with a lot of minions. It does extra damage equal to the creature's CR. And additional extra damage for each adjacent enemy that enemy is fighting with. So it really lets you single target burst down enemies in a big fight, but it also means that you can fight bosses pretty well. At 7th level, you can enhance your stamina, which means you can make more Reaver Cleaves. At 8th level, you get Jackal's Bite, which is whenever you would lose an affliction. So when you're cured of one, you get to attack an enemy with Keen 3, so it's pretty good. And at 10th level, you get War Hunger, which is each round the Reaver Cleaver is imbued with Life Drain. The tier of this imbuement is equal to the number of creatures the Reaver defeated last round. This Life Drain lasts until the end of combat. So the idea is that, let's say you're fighting 10 enemies, and then the Reaver, obviously round 1 doesn't get anything from War Hunger, but if he kills like 5 dudes, then he gets tier 5 Life Drain at the start of the 3rd round, if they do it all, start of the 2nd round, if they kill them all in the 1st. So, a nice little bonus for doing well, then give you an edge. All that good stuff. And now I'm working on Paragon. And Paragon uses Duelist Dance, Ripostes, Improved Parry, like they're the counterattack character. Hello, DM. Hello. Lots to do. Okay. Let's see here. See you later, Ash. Good luck. Alright. Paragon. Alright, before I list what improved parry does, I should probably make sure that we have parry locked down. Parry would be well, I should use a sub-attribute here. I should definitely do that for parry. But which ones do I want to use? Initiative should be one of them, I think, and prowess, and grace, I think. Let's see, grace is dexterity and charisma, yeah, so grace, so you can do the swashbuckler thing, prowess, which is strength and dex, and stamina, which is con and dex. No, initiative, which is intelligence and dex, yeah. Those should be the three. Spend this action. Okay. We should make it like all the others. Formulaic. Should be this. Okay. Keywords, core, mundane, core, mundane. Am I missing a keyword here? Oh, reaction. Yeah. I gotta mark which ones you can use outside of your turn. weapon, target, self, range, probably self, effect. The character makes a parry attempt against an attack of an enemy. The character makes a contested roll. The character makes a contested ability check. Gotta make sure I use checks and stuff. Contested ability check. The character may use prowess, initiative, or grace. The attacker may use Do I want to make it the same versus the same? Trying to think why I wouldn't make it the same. I don't think I should make it contested. Character makes an ability check. The DC of this ability check is the total attack of the attacker's attack roll. Now, see, I don't like that. Because that's going to make it really hard to parry anything. Because base attack rolls are going to... Well, maybe it won't make it that hard. If the modifiers remain small enough. I'm gonna make it a check. I'm gonna make it a check. Yeah, I'm making a contested check. Character. The attacker will use prowess, initiative, or grace. Good one, Rico. Yeah. If the character succeeds, the attack let's see. I could reduce the attack's total. I could negate the attack completely. I think it should lower the attack total. Yeah, that should do that. We doing classes today? Yep. It's July, so we're working on all the classes. Also, happy 4th and all that. Cannot get this thing to zoom back out again. Looks like you're doing a spell with your hands, yeah. Let me see if I can reset the camera. Hold on. Oh well. He zoomed right up on my face. Oh well. It's whatever. Come on, Papi. Alright, character succeeds, the attacker receives a penalty to their attack roll. Whoa. Attack roll equal to the sub-attribute. Equal to the sub-attribute. So if you have 3 prowess, d20 plus 3 from prowess versus their whatever they have. If you succeed, which means you have to beat them, which means you lose ties, you reduce their attack bonus by 3, which can cause it to miss. Now the real question is do I want to make parry have to be used before the attack is made? Or before the attack is rolled, I should say. See, there's 2 modes of thought here. If I make it after the roll is revealed, people will only attempt to parry if they can make it miss, right? If I make it before the roll is revealed, then people have to gamble their actions. Is there a problem with either of those? Are you doing squares or hexagons? Squares. Isn't only using it and a chance to miss fine? Well, so the problem I have with that is the same problem that I have with the way that base 5e does Paladin Smite. There's no risk to it, right? There's no resource education. There's no... It's a resource that you can't fail to use, right? Now, granted, this is a little different because this resource has an innate roll chance, so you can fail even if you try to make it miss, which is why I'm leaning towards the to letting people use it after the attack is revealed, like the attack roll is revealed. I'm just trying to think of scenarios where that would be a bad thing. What if you make both versions and give the gambling one a higher payoff? Because that'll confuse people. Also, I'd want to save that for another character. You know, like an actual class feature. Like for the Paragon, for example, who's the counterattack character. Right now I'm designing the core action. I think I'm going to go with my gut. This ability must be declared to be used after the roll is revealed, but before the result is? No. After must be used. Must be declared to be used used after the roll is made. Or after the roll is revealed. Okay. Awesome. Alright, let's get to it. Now that we know what parry is. How is parry different from block or the other attack negation actions? Like, what makes each viable, unique, and competitive in the game space? So parry is a chance to negate damage, right? Because you can make the attack miss. Block uses the shield's block rating to reduce damage. So, like how weapons have weapon damage, a shield has block rating, which is basically their weapon dice that they roll to reduce damage. So, parry can only be used to make an enemy miss within a very small margin. So if an enemy rolls really, really well, you're not going to be able to parry it. Whereas block can be used against any attack because it uses a different calculation. So basically, parry tries to avoid the attack by messing with the attack roll, and block tries to reduce the damage that the roll would make. Mitigation versus avoidance, which is what the other aspects are as well. Like avoid, that's avoidance, and withstand is mitigation. And all that's going to be dependent on character build and, like, what you can use it for. This ability functions as the core feature. Parry does. However, with the following changes. A parry character should work to have as high a bonus as possible then. Well, so the idea is that a parry character should be cognizant of what one of their three attributes that allow parrying work, right? Because you have to make that contested roll before you can reduce the attack roll. and ultimately it's going to be a difference of like 2 to 3, maybe 4 if somebody really builds for it. I mean, the numbers are going to be small, as they're supposed to be, but there's still gameability. Like, you could get an enhancement to your prowess or whatever, which can make it pretty strong, which is kind of the point. Following changes. That'll work. Awesome. So this works in 2 ways. You can use a big weapon to parry if you want to be a two-handed paragon, or you can use one small weapon or 2 smaller weapons, like a parrying dagger in your offhand or whatever, in order to essentially fit the character fantasy and make the parry better. So it works like this. Normal parry is the action point cost to parry is equal to the AP cost of the weapon that's attacking. So if somebody walks up and tries to hit you with a greatsword, a normal parry means you have to spend 3 action points to try and parry that, which means you'll have 1 action point on your turn if they go before you. But improved parry is it only costs the action point cost of your weapon. So if you're wielding a I should do it this way. Highest weapon wielded. There. So, let's say you're holding a long sword in one hand, which is 2 AP, and then you have like a dagger in the other hand, which is 1 AP, right? So, you have to use the higher one, so it costs you 2 action points. But you gain a bonus equal to the APC of all of your weapons put together that you're wielding as an additional bonus to the parry attempt. So this means like the parrying dagger has like a base mechanical effect, which is pretty good. So that means in the synopsis just shown, wielding a longsword and a parrying dagger, boom. But wielding two longswords would be better, wouldn't it? Yeah. Maybe I should make it the lowest weapon wielded, which will actually entice people to wield a small offhand, because that's the fantasy of like the dilettante paragon and stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. Lowest weapon wielded. So that way, if you want to dual wield longswords, you can, but it'll cost you 2, but you'll have 4 total. So you have a slightly higher edge to actually pull the parry off. Or use a parrying dagger, which lets you parry more often, and you still get a pretty good bonus to it. And then I'll probably have to make something special for rapiers, because they get like maybe an innate parry bonus, so you can have the fantasy of wielding just one weapon and nothing in your other hand. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Maybe I'll do that for Duelist Dance. Lots of ways you can go here, but I think that's good. Okay, are those bonuses too high though? I need to think about that. Okay, so we know we can get to 16-14, maybe 16-16. So with 16-16, let's say strength and dex, your prowess is 3, and then you have this, and let's say optimally, let's say you stuck with the fantasy, so you've got a longsword and you've got a dagger, so you're going dilettante, or short sword even, so you're full dilettante style. So that means it costs you 1 action point to attempt to parry an enemy's attack, and you get to roll a d20 plus 3 plus 3, which is 6, versus an enemy's only plus. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Those numbers are still small. The die roll still matters, but it does give you a determinant edge. I see the camera return to max zoom in. Yeah, I don't know how to get it not to do it. I thought about, what if I just sit back? Like, is that better? But then I'm worried that people can't hear me. Maybe if I just move my mic here, point it at me, I can zoom. Can you guys hear me well? Like, does this work? Okay, cool. But anyway, I think that works for improved parry, because you have a you have a lower action point cost. But I mean, you could still decide to use a two-handed weapon and parry, and you'll still get a bonus to it, a not insurmountable bonus, you know. So you have a lot of, if you want to, you can, and you don't really lose out a lot, which I think is nice. I think that works. Repost. Here's the hard one though. Repost is going to be the hard one. Yeah, this is going to be the hard one to balance, man. don't need that. Attack of opportunity. This one's hard. Because if I make it to where you can just attack off a riposte, you have to spend action points to do that, right? Which means that you parry and then attack, but then why not just wait until your turn, you know, to attack? So I have to make it to where the riposte does something special other than just a normal attack of opportunity, because it's not valuable enough. But I also can't make the attack free, because then the Paragon will be able to defend an attack at the same time at maximum efficiency. And basically, I don't think I want that, because that means there's no, what would you call it? There's no value in the decision of whether or not to parry, because Paragon would always just attempt to parry, right? I mean, I suppose the only time he wouldn't is if, like, the attack roll is just so high. But it's like, at that point, he doesn't have a choice, right? He can't. And that's not the same as making a choice or not. Because at second level, you have 4 action points. Let's say you were doing traditional fantasy, so you have a long sword and a dagger. Someone attacked you. You 1 AP, parry them. You succeed. And now you have a choice. You can riposte. Maybe I make it deal bonus damage. And then I add on bonus damage from the sub-attributes to parry. Would that be worth it, though? I suppose it would. No, I think I put the damage bonus on Duelist Dance. Because Duelist Dance, what I want to do with that is, for each time an enemy makes an attack against you, you get like the prepared condition or something. Like an empowered attack. So if like 3 enemies come up and all try to hit you and you parry all of them, then your next attack, you know, blows something up. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I can make it a stackable thing. Hold on, I'm brain blasting a little bit. What if I attached it to Duelist Stance? Would state that if you parry something, you gain prepared. With a tier based off the number of people that attacked you. Yeah, so then you have a choice of not spending your parry until after you've been attacked. So maybe you might even let a couple lesser attacks through that you don't think you're going to take a lot of damage from. Or, because this character will naturally have higher AC, you'll benefit from that. Yeah, okay, I'm starting to cook now. So, and then, when you parry, you gain prepared, equal to the number of attacks you've taken that round. And then, you can expend prepared on your turn to deal an attack for free. Or, you can riposte and spend it for free. Which means you'll have a choice of, do I want to parry with my small weapon and attack with my small weapon early, or if I'm wielding a bigger weapon, do I want to stack up my prepared so that I can swing with my big weapon? Yeah, that's good. Because that leads to decision making on when you want to parry, because that's when you get the prepared. So the bigger the weapon, the longer you'd have to wait in order to attack for free. Yeah, I think that all works. I attached that to Duelist Stance. Okay. Riposte should still do something more, though, than just be another attack. I think bonus damage equal to the stat that you use. Yeah. Okay. That'll work, I think. That's what we're gonna do. Whenever the Paragon would succeed in a parry attempt, they may make an AOO against the attacking enemy. This attack deals additional damage equal to the Paragon's prowess, initiative, or grace. I like that. What's up, Liquid Atom? Duelists dance. Arcadum, I got a question on your campaigns, if you mind giving a minute to answer. Sure. Will you humor me and say how much money that Mooney got from hitting their end boss? 4,000 gold pieces. 40. No, it's like probably like 4,500. Somewhere in there. Mundane, imbue, empower. Okay, so let's see. Whenever an enemy would attack the Paragon and fail that attack, the Paragon is imbued with whenever the Paragon would attempt to parry an attack, they are imbued with prepared, the tier of which is equal to the number of attacks that have been made against them this turn. Very good. So now you have a gamble. Yeah, that's good. Let's see, and prepared. Hello, Mito. So, I stopped watching somewhere before the event happened. Do those campaigns connect at all with the ones you run now? Meaning they are completely different stories, or... So, all the stuff that I've done previous is still in the same world. It's still connected. Whether indirectly or directly, you'll have to find out for yourself, because there are certainly references. There's been appearances of past characters in some of the games. So, they're still in the same world, still same universe, still connected. I'm still doing the same thing that I was before. So, God, I wish this wasn't so zoomed in. Gotta be a way for me to... I know I can use hand signals to, like... That worked. Yeah, thanks. The cam does look like you're staring straight at my soul. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, though, Liquid Adam. You know, something I've been thinking of a lot. I really think there's a lot of people that still really enjoy the content and want to come back and want to watch it and want to do all that, but they feel like they can't, which is unfortunate. But I'm grateful for every single person here, and yeah. Effect keywords. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's really good, I think. Because now if you get attacked by a bunch of enemies, you know, it's like, okay, you wait to parry, which gives value to, maybe you need to parry that right now, or maybe you'll wait and risk more attacks to get a bigger prepared so you can do more stuff. And people with paragons with bigger weapons would wait longer than people with smaller weapons. You know, and I think that's pretty good. I enjoy the current timeline. It's calm. It's good to see you back, Mope. Mope? Mop? Moup? Mope, moup, moup. Oh, whoops. That is not the second level ability, you silly goose. That is the first level ability still. Thou art a silly goose. Honestly, I've tried watching one campaign after the break you took. It's just not the same, somehow. Even if I believe what happened was complete BS. Well, you know, there's a couple of things for that. I mean, it's, I don't know which campaign you tried to watch, but, you know, I did a stint in Corvanus, or excuse me, not Corvanus, in Conflux, and then I played Corvanus, and, you know, I'm certainly not 100% like I was before. I'm getting there. I think I'm finally shaking off everything that happened. I mean, it was traumatic. You know, it was really fucking bad. But it is what it is, you know. And the people, the players that I'm using now for the games and all that, and I only use the term, I don't mean use in like a bad way or something, but just like the players that are participating now they're not streamers. They're not professional entertainers, you know? So it's going to be different. It's going to be an entirely different vibe. I don't think the games are worse. I think the games serve a different purpose now. For the games are not... The past games were like 40% for the audience and 60% for them, which is by design, by the way. Whereas this next set, like the next set of players, is 20% for the audience and 80% for them, which is by design, you know? Because it's like, if we want to like approach this honestly, if I wanted to make games like I did before, I'd have to get people that are naturally entertaining. I'd have to, you know, start separating people into groups of like who's going to be good on camera, who's not going to be good on camera, so to speak, you know, who's naturally funny, entertaining, you know, who I'd only take the best role players. But then what I end up with is an elitist outlook on games, you know, and I don't want to do that. That goes against my mantra. The entire point of me doing what I've been doing is to spread D&D to as many people as possible because I truly believe in the game. That hasn't changed. People's perception of my character has changed, which is unfortunate, no matter how false it is. Like, you know, I'm not a bad guy, but it doesn't matter. The point is that the methodologies of the game that I've been using are still the same as they were before. I mean, I think I'm better at DMing than I was then because I've learned a lot, I've innovated. Like, I haven't stopped improving myself. It's just, look, if we want to talk about it honestly, it's this. It's going to feel different because there's just less people here. That's just the way it is. Its luster can be lost. You know what I mean? And the players that I have, like I said before, are not professional entertainers. They are there to play the game. And I pull the players from the pool of regular Joe D&D players, you know? People that are probably, I would say, by and large, on the average, not super social, graceful butterflies. I mean, that's just kind of the type of person that plays D&D. It's not nearly as bad as it was before, and I don't even think it's a bad thing, but, I mean, if we're going to talk seriously about it, then we should talk seriously about it. Those people, though, just like everyone else, deserves a chance to play D&D, and I'm going to give them that chance. So, probably the reason that it feels different is because it is. it's because that as a stream, I would say that I hit a lucky spot where what I was doing still held its integrity, but the player base I had naturally became more and more entertaining for the stream side, you know? And that was just a natural occurrence of using streamers as your players, of them participating. Once again, I don't mean to use in a bad way there, although people are going to look at it that way. Fucking... Sorry, just... Okay. Yeah. So I hope that answers it. That's probably why it feels different. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a regular comedian. Yeah. Confidence is good. You know, I think probably the thing that stings the most, or at least one of the things that stings the most, I think, is that there will be a lot of people that will not even try to see what I'm doing in D&D based off of all that shit, and that's disheartening. But I'm not gonna like give up though. Like, and I think that's one of the things that all the people that come in here and say that wild and crazy shit, that just say all that awful stuff to me, don't really understand that I don't care about what they think. Like, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it sucks that they would say that, but I'm not gonna stop doing this. Like, what did they think was gonna happen? That they were gonna be like, oh, you should stop doing that because I think you should. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, you're right, I'm a bad guy. Like, fucking, what are you dumb? Like, that's not how it works. It's the audacity of a random internet person thinking that their opinion can make me stop doing what I've known I've wanted to do with my life since I was 13. The camera zoom, I know it's so close to my face, I can't get it to back off. So, yeah. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for being here and watching. I should focus on my work though, because I gotta get through this shit. really wish I could get this to zoom out. How's this? Is this better? Wait, it adjusted. Wait, maybe I could camera amp. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can't. I cannot adjust camera. It's down here. Turn off Java. What is that? Nope. Oh well. What if I zoomed in like this? Oh my. What? Oh dear. Oh god. I configure video. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit. There's so much of me right now. Don't look too closely. If I click this. Oh, here we go. Maybe I could zoom. Enhance. There we go. That's better. Enhance. Enhance. Okay. $48 to 2. What damage and everything? Yeah, well, the enemies make a contestability check. Paragon may use. Probably presence, wit. I'd say cunning, wit, or grace. Cunning, wit, grace. Yeah. Target, the enemy, I choose Are you putting fall damage in Prism? That's right, maximum fall damage. Fall 10 feet, dead, die. It'll probably be based off movement rating or something. Resilience, willpower, or tenacity. Tenacity. Tenacity, willpower, resilience. Is that how you spell resilience? That looks wrong to me. Should, if the paragon succeeds, the enemy is afflicted with tier. How much frightened should I give them? It should be a good amount, but not too much. Frightened. Skippity, skippity, skip, skippity, skippity, skip, skippity, 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 yeah. Let's go with frightened and attacks, parry, pow. Rest of attacks weakened. Okay. Number fourth. Number fourth, yes, very nice. Warrior's Gambit. I would piss myself laughing. Like that it specifies tax opportunity instead of repose for cross-class synergy. Yeah, that's the idea. I'm also trying to think of everything in that way to make them usable across the different classes. Give for I think I have to put a stipulation under prepared. How would I want to word this though? Because if I put prepared on enough abilities, there might be a way for a character to try and do infinite actions. Because if effects cause prepared, then the next action that they take becomes free, and then if that action also makes them get prepared, then they'll so on and so forth. But then again, if I attach it to If I attach it to contested tests, is that really that bad? Is that really bad that characters can pop off if they do well? I mean, I really don't think so. could say that prepared can only be used on a non-core action once per turn. Is that really bad? You know what? I'm gonna see that in testing. I'm gonna see. Yeah, as long as I attached prepared any of the action economy generation to a chance at failing, so they have to actually succeed something, I think it should be fine. Blade barrier. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think so. Warrior's Gambit, huh? Now what should I do with that? Not sure here. make sure I can have archers and stuff. When the Paragon uses this attack, they may reduce their AC by an amount equal to their prowess or prowess, stamina, or vigor. Prowess, stamina, or vigor. Whichever is higher. If they do so, they reduce the APC of parry, and riposte by scrap the whole thing. Get out of here. I'm gonna change this to something else. Rising hubris. the end of each round, if the paragon has not been successfully attacked by an enemy, they are imbued with APC stands for action point cost. Yeah, that's all I'm doing is working on the classes, Noel. If the paragon this keen effect lasts until the end of the next round. If during the following round the paragon attacked and dealt damage, they are afflicted with tier I don't want to make it too much like the Gladiator's Emperor's Gambit.
suppose that is an attack. Plus, it could be stackable. I suppose if you really want to stun the shit out of yourself. Go with tier 2 stunned. That's good. I like all that. Okay. Counter mastery. Capstone or midstone or whatever, waystone. Hey, we could call it that. That sounds good. Counter mastery. Let's see. What would I want that to be? Oh, I just thought of it. We'll call this untouchable. Untouchable. Keyword. Mundane. The first parry and riposte you attempt each round against each enemy has its AP of both features reduced by 1. There we go. That's good. Okay, 7th level feature. Alright, be right back. Gonna go to the bathroom real quick, guys. Alright, I'm back. I had to get some water. I'm a thirsty lad. Whew. Alright. Let's see. What am I going to do with this one? Let me look at the other ones I've made. Okay. Okay. The ideas that I have just don't seem very good for this. I mean, I guess I could do something like... maybe where you could parry for an ally. When designing, how do you deal with self-doubt that you might be overcooking your system with needless levels of complexity? Experience helps. I try to keep the mantra of, like, the mantras that I wanted to incorporate into the game. This one's is small numbers, big decisions, right? Which is all the crunch is lowered and everything is conditions, afflictions, imbuements, and like buffs and debuffs based. And the actual math is small, but the decisions that you make are very big. But with self-doubt, I mean, the thing about it is, no matter how well I design it the first run, people are going to find stuff wrong with it when they test it, right? So I don't really think about that in a debilitating way. I just think about, like, get it to paper, right? Get it finished so then people can test it, and then you can go back and make changes. The experience comes in and setting yourself up for success, which is what I've kind of done on different levels and stuff like that, by making sure I use keywords, making sure that the formula and the structure of the game is modular and self-referential, so that it'll reduce the amount of confusion that players will have. But at the end of the day, you're not going to know how something really ends out working until players get a hold of it, right? Like, you can theory craft all day long, but they might read something in a different way, or they might find a combination that you didn't see, you know? And then whenever they test it, then you change it if it needs to be changed, and you adjust accordingly. Yeah, it's an iterative process. That's why I limit myself to only 4 hours each day that I work on it, because that's about the time when I start, like, the less fresh I get, the more likely I am to make stuff that I think is cool that I haven't thought about, because you know, I'm desperate to get it done, right? That's why you have you have to also know yourself, right? Like me, I really like combat, so I want to make sure that combat is fun and intuitive. But that doesn't mean I don't like the social or explorative aspects of it, and I have to make sure they're supported too. At the end of the day, I think what someone considers needless levels of complexity versus what someone else considers it to be is a subjective opinion at the end of the day, right? I don't think this system is going to be that complex, though it might seem so at first. Because when you're playing the game in traditional tabletop, you don't need to know every single ability of every single class, do you? You only need to know what your class does. You only need to know what your character does to be effective, and perhaps have a familiarity with your teammates and what they can do. But at the end of the day, that's all you really got to learn. So as long as the conceptualization of learning that and applying how it interacts with the game state is simplified, playing the character will be easier, and making the character is where the complex part is. That's kind of the direction I'm going in, is I want players to have an in-depth, very complex experience for how they build their characters, but the actual act of playing them is pretty simple. At least that's one of the, you know, I guess you'd call it one of the other mantras. Is complex character, simple play. Yeah. And one last thing I'll say, because I gotta finish this, is if you ever experience self-doubt when trying to make something, understand that making things is hard. It's okay to have self-doubt. When you're making something new and trying to make it fresh and something that nobody's done before, that's hard. It's okay. Hope that answers your question. I think I've got something here. I think so. You're a paragon. You got a long sword. You got a dagger. You're parrying. You're fucking pow pow, bam 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 pow bam. Do a thing where you get an imbuement if you defeat an enemy that you had riposted in the round already, but it's something that you can only do on your turn, which would give a reason to save your AP till your turn, or an advantage that you could take hold of if that happens. Is that like 7th level ability good though? think I figured it out. Overwhelming prowess. Whenever the Paragon would defeat an enemy with an attack, they gain renewed are imbued with renewed, the tier of which is determined by the number of AOOs they targeted against the defeated creature this round. Yeah, that's good. So, like, an enemy attacks, and the enemy attacks the Paragon. They parry, they riposte, parry again, riposte, and then they finish them off with an attack. They get renewed, which is, you know, recovering and healing and stuff. I think that's good. I think that sets them up. It also favors the dilettante fantasy, because, you know, using smaller weapons is better because you get to parry and hit more times. And it also works with other effects as well, like other classes and synergies and things like that. That looks good to me. Let's go. Web of steel. Paragon is imbued with this can affect their choice of prowess, stamina, or initiative. Wait, is that too close to the... blade barrier? I think that's too close. It's basically the same setup. Battle rhythm, I think. No, I was gonna make that the one of the herald's abilities. On the edge, maybe. Whenever the Paragon would spend an action point on parry or attack opportunity, they gain 1 courage. They lose whenever they are dealt damage to their life. at 8th level, you'll have 5 action points. Wait. No, you'll have 6 action points. It's really good. Yeah, because at higher levels you might have to prepare for a serious series of enemy attacks and you want to be ready for it. That's good. I like that. The extra courage is nice. And interactable. I should change this to not be stamina, maybe. Maybe instead of stamina, make it... grace. Because I already have a stamina enhancement on the board right now for core classes, so... Okay. The Omega Capstone. Why is my webcam unfocused? There we go. really having trouble with this. What should it be? Maybe perfect parry? No. I don't want to do something that stacks that hard because then people might only choose the last ability of the class and get everything the class does. I don't want that to be the case. I have to think about something good. Oh, there it is. Showdown. I'll give them the Mega Boss taunt. Paragon attempts to challenge an enemy to face them one-on-one. Paragon must make a contested ability check. They may use prowess, initiative, or grace. The target may use target and the Paragon are afflicted with Tier 7 taunt. This effect treats the other as the taunt target. What's something you truly love that you've created? Farum, like all of it. I mean, if you want a more specific answer, I mean, I really like the work I did in Corvanus. I think I did a lot of good work on the armory system. That was a really cool thing. I like what I did with the Conflux Revelation system, although I do think I need to update it. In the past, in the Violet Arc, I really enjoyed, although this might not count for your question, I really enjoyed teaching new people the game. People with audiences and thousands of people tried D&D, I think, because of my efforts. So, stuff like that, I guess. This effect lasts until it fades and is removed if one of the Paragon's allies attacks, damages, or afflicts the target in any way. This ability they use once per combat. I think that's awesome. Super taunt. Super taunt. It's time for a showdown. Okay, Warlord time. Warlord. Oh yeah, this one's gonna be nice. Go. Fading immuno. Daí desu. Nice. Cool. Okay. I think I figured it out. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 1, something's got to give. 3, something's got to give. Target. Ally. Range. 30 feet. No. 45 feet. Effect. The Warlord selects. Hold on. I'm going to do the other abilities first. So the idea with the Warlord is they're going to be able to use their effects to spend their courage to do things for their allies. So the whole thing with the Warlord is that they can spend their courage, and at second level, when they get Commander, they can spend other people's courage to give out beneficial effects. Yes. That is very cool. Thank you, game. Okay, I need some bops. I need some bops. I need to drop it. Drop the bass. Nice. Cool.
Call down the reckoning, bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
authority, presence, and sovereignty.
No matter how we fight today, yeah. No matter how much honor they display, we'll dominate. Spills of war, we'll not care. Let me take that They hear my deadly last whisper, right before they die. This melody seeks a new victor. Let it penetrate their I will revive one more life to ignite them all, and the barriers will crumble under all of my force. Will fall. Let's make them crawl. And when we finally meet the king, there will be no ghost for him. We shall end it all.
This is Last Whisper by Pentakill.
food
The
for...
era of metal has begun. And metal shall prevail. For we know what they have done. 5 legends of our realm who sought to follow the path of their dark musings. But they did not know what they had summoned. Pentakill. To these creatures, there is but one thing left to do. Heavy metal.
My king, how was I supposed to know? Everyone will falter when you die. And as we speak, the army of our enemy is approaching our gates. We cannot fly. Behold, my son, there's a way to save you all. Don't you despair, don't be petrified. There is an armor, ancient magic made it strong, and you shall wear it when you face the fight. This harness will guide us through dangerous night. It humbles the foe with its grace. The thorn mail will help us prevail and survive. Our deadliest fate we embrace. Well done, my son. It's the way to save you all. But don't you think the realm's been purified? Creatures of darkness are still longing for your foe. Keep them in thrall. It's time to smite and ignite. This harness will guide us through dangerous night. It humbles the foe with its grace. The thorn mail will help us prevail and survive. Our deadliest fate we embrace.
Okay. Here's what I got so far. So I think what's going on here is that the Warlord gains 5 courage at the start of combat. And the Warlord's whole gimmick is that it spends courage to fuel its other class features, which is why it gets spell-like effects, but it still has a resource pool. And this includes that it can use courage for continental resources. So a Warlord from each of the different continents will be able to do different things. That is a part of its, like, continental stuff. So if somebody wanted to build a character that really focused on, like, the continental resources, like Glaeus and Resolve, so if you wanted to be a samurai with a banner, being a Warlord, you know, extenuates that fact. And then you have Inspire, which costs 1 courage and 3 armor, 3 APC. And the Warlord selects an ally in range and imbues them with tier 3 Inspired, which gives them courage and a bunch of other really neat stuff. So it's a setup ability that gives them more resources later. And then you have Banner Wave, which costs 1 APC, which is an APC cost of 1, rather. It costs 1 extra courage, and the Warlord waves their banner and grants them temporary hit points equal to the Warlord's current courage, plus their authority, presence, or sovereignty. You can only use the ability when wielding a banner. So, this gives a pretty potent, stackable HP gain. But you can only do it by having a banner wielded. So, you give up a hand slot to be able to do that. So there's a very real chance that if you've got, I don't know, probably like +2 to that. Let's say you have, I don't know, +2 presence or whatever. Then that means that you start with 5 courage, +2 presence. You can give somebody like 21 temporary HP if you just spend all your stuff. And if you don't move, you can do it again. Which I think is pretty good. I might limit it to where you can only use it on an ally once per turn. Which is what I'm leaning towards. But it's still a pretty potent thing because you could just do that every turn. Which is really nice. And if it doesn't take glory, like let's say you're a Warlord and you don't take glory, right? Well, that means you can't do the continental resource thing, switch up. But you could still just take other sources of courage. Like you could be a soldier Warlord, for example, and not choose glory and just depend on your natural courage generation. Like there's all kinds of interactions there. At second level, you get Commander, which gives you a 30-foot tier 4 aura. And whenever the Warlord would use an ability that costs courage to use, they can spend courage of an ally within 30 feet instead. In addition, allies that possess the formation class feature and is active gain 1 additional courage whenever they would gain courage from that class feature. So this has 2 different things that it works on. First is that the commander can give courage to people and give them temp HP and then spend their courage to do other stuff. So you get like a resource pool that you can throw out and manipulate and like spend on stuff and like all kinds of cool things like that. And also has formation synergy. First, one of the big costs is by example, which gives the ability to attack using the APC of your weapon, which most likely would be a one-handed weapon, although it doesn't have to be because you're going to be wielding your banner in the other hand if you want full class aesthetic. It costs 2 additional courage to do it, and when you attack an enemy in range, hits and deals damage, you gain 3 courage, and each ally gains 1 courage that is adjacent to the enemy that you hit. And then should you defeat them, you get more. So this is a gamble attack that can increase your courage and increase the courage of other people. So it's a support attack, which I think is really nice. And then you have Wrapped in Glory, which is you gain 1 courage at the start of each of your turns, giving you a constant source of it. And whenever the warlord would critically hit an enemy, they may spend 5 courage, and if they do, they increase the damage of that critical hit by an amount equal to 3 times of one of the 3 sub-attributes, which can be pretty potent. So yeah, that's what I got so far. 7th, 8th, and 10th are just going to be big support abilities that spend courage. I think this is going to be a cool class, man. I think people really enjoy it. Yeah, I think it's really cool being able to spend courage in the way that we set it up, because it's like you have a mundane resource pool that does something on its own because it gives temporary HP. And you have the ability to affect the game state by spending it, and you can spend other people's courage, so there's like synergies there. I really like that. An ally can only benefit from this class feature once per round. There we go. Now I can not worry about like 5 warlords all juicing each other like game ability. But you know, if there's still a warlord, that only costs 1 action point, so it's like you could spend 3 action points, boost your entire front line, and like attack with a dagger or short sword in your other hand if you really wanted to, which I think is great. Plus, you know, lots of roleplay fuel as well. All right, I'm gonna jam it out and see if I can't finish this up. Because if I finish this up, I'll be pretty caught up to where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. I'm also thinking that maybe I do all of the core classes first instead of doing all of Warrior. I think that's going to be easier and will help me for future creation more so than doing all of Warrior. Yeah. I think I do all of the Warrior core classes, all of the mana, all of the... Yeah, I think that's what I do. All doing all the core. That way I know all the core pieces of the game. Okay. We're going to jam it out, and we're going to finish this up. Here we go. yeah. I think that's good shit. Okay. So, as a review of the Warlord, it uses courage to inspire and aid allies to spend their courage as well as the Warlord's courage to further expend more effects. And then its big abilities are a big reposition, a big buff, and an all-in kill the shit out of them that gives free attacks to their allies. Big high AP, high courage group boons, yeah. Some real oomph that they can add to the combat, I think. Because, you know, they're still a warrior, you know, so they still can just do all the basic stuff the warriors can, like attacking and all that. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. That is all of the warrior core classes done. Man, that was a lot of work. Okay. And now we have Faith. The Faith core classes. Whew. My body. Ugh. All right, I think that's all the juice I have for today. But we got a lot done. Yeah. Got warrior part done. Now we can do the faith part. I think this is the smarter way to do it. Do each of the core classes. And then I can, when I'm done with that, I can review all of the sub-mechanics and make sure that they all make sense and make adjustments where needed. Will you be doing more over the weekend? Oh, I'll be doing more over the weekend, yeah. I think I'm going to probably do some more on Sunday, because Saturday I have Edge of Twilight. I might also work on them as inspiration comes, but I'll make the announcement before I do any streams, because I don't want people to miss their stream streaks. Oh, man. Yeah. We got it done, though. And I actually like the things that we've made so far. Yeah, it looks good to me. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys maybe on Sunday, definitely on Monday. Stay classy. I'll see you guys then.